Most of you guys are visitors. Even to like African people, like it's so fucked up that you give us this doctrine that like, oh, we came from Africa. Nigga, I talked to my grandparents. I talked to my people. We ain't come from Africa. We wasn't no fucking slaves on either side. Did we work the land? Yeah. Did we always work the land? Yes, we always worked the land. So when you show a bunch of niggas in a farm, that's what niggas were doing back then, in a farm. Now, when you start giving us paper and we don't understand liars and we don't understand that, and like to defend ourselves, usually we have a gun and we have a pickaxe, like the physical defense. But the mental defense comes with the agreements you make with the contracts. And you gave us all these things and spoke to us in a different language. And you continue to do the same thing with the contracts that you have, the mortgages, the employment contracts, all of it. And it's written in double speak, so you're agreeing to two things at once. We know how it works. And I thank you for it, because in studying language, I needed to find a common denominator. And I found out that language exists, like a tree exists. It's completely recursive. Language is like a thing, you know, like a tree, so it could be studied. Nobody owns it. You could use it for however you want. But when you use it in its biphasic mode, which they use in the legal system, then you're agreeing to things you don't necessarily understand. When it's one of two things: either everyone's doing this in ignorance, or there's somebody who knows what's going on and they're committing fraud. But as you examine it, most of the time it's like people just don't know what the fuck is going on, especially level 1 niggas. So let me explain to you. Y'all niggas came over here on 13 colonies, all y'all, red and yellow, black and white. It wasn't just fucking black versus white people. America's never been about that shit. Now, at a time on the earth where all the people who came in these suits melanated, yes. At a time on the earth, yes. But when you get to a certain point of the expression of light, that is the human being, it's going to diversify itself into different color schemes because of the oxidative environment, or the way the light photon is spinning itself, right? Then you get this like brown pale scale of human, but you can get a refraction of the light and you would be green and I'd be blue and all that other shit. It's not even that hard to understand. And so what ended up happening was this: like, America is and always will be the same thing, right? It's a place where you can come and learn how life works. Now, what you define as life is what they gave you in school, and that is why sometimes when you follow the path of something your parents told you, or something the school system told you, or the government system told you, or whatever religious system told you, you're not necessarily going to find fulfillment, because you're not following your heart. Your heart has an own unique path. It is unique to you. It's a signature. It's more unique than your fingerprint, but it's an invisible flux field that goes out, right? And everything has a unique signature. You can quantify that signature in the same way you can write your signature, but it's not in English. It's in what you call Hebrew, which is light language. It's a hollow phrase. So hollow phrase is like the chemical structure of light. The Hebrew people have a small understanding of it, but they don't really know how to do it, because if they did, they'd be outside doing it. You know what I'm saying? They'd be out here with me doing the magic, but they can't do it because they can't accommodate the light photon. So the people who have the capacity to accommodate the light photon, they oppress. And this is the caste system from India that's been brought over here. So the untouchable people are the class at the bottom. So if we go over to Compton, we go over to those places in LA, we go to Watts, you know, that's over here, the ghettos, quote unquote. Those are the untouchables. They have actually, that's why they call it the projects. They set up projects and see what people do as they interact with the environment. It's some fucked up shit from a certain perspective, but you can learn a lot of shit from it too if you're willing to study it. And essentially, right, the people who are at the bottom, like, but this is what niggas don't know, like the HUD, the thing that does Section 8, it has it's housing, urban development, and then it has to do with the Indian affairs. It says that right there in the full name, but they cut the name off for y'all. Y'all don't even know that. And it's because we are not supposed to pay to be here on our land. Y'all are visiting us. Imagine like there's a small piece of land in like an island or some shit, but for whatever reason, anytime you go to the island, you get healed, right? Anytime you go to the island, you get healed. So it becomes this place where people want to come. So it becomes this place where people want to come so much that you don't charge the people who are already there. 1, 2, it's because the ecosystem that we already created wasn't based on paper. It was based on resonance. And so you have the ability to create very quickly, very, very quickly, if you understand this principle. The teachers in the land understood this principle. Y'all niggas in your system don't understand it.